Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to remember what greatest common factor is. So if you remember, greatest common factor is when we try to find the factors of numbers. For example, factors of 36 would be like 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, sorry, I'm running out of room, and 6 and 6. Factors of 28 would be 1 and 28, 2 and 14, and 4 and 7. Okay, so we're trying to find the greatest common factor. So our greatest common factor, they don't have 28, they don't have 14, they don't have 7, however they both have 4. So the greatest common factor is 4. Now we can do the same thing with variables. So my first term, x times x times x, because that's x cubed, and I have 1y. My second is 1x and 2y's. Okay, so we find how many they have in common. So they have 1x in common, and they have 1y in common. So xy is their greatest common factor. Okay, so now when we're doing it of an expression, we're going to separate the terms. Okay, so find the greatest common factor of 3x, and find the greatest common factor of 8. Well, we know that the second term doesn't have an x, so we can't do that. So I have 1 and 3. Well, 3 goes into 18 as well, so I know that 3 is the greatest common factor. So I'm going to pull a 3 out. Now, we are going to, in parentheses, put what's left if we were to distribute. Okay, so if I were to distribute 3 times something, I should get 3x. So that would be an x. So 3 times x is 3x. Now if I were to distribute 3 into my second term, I should get negative 18. So 3 times what number is negative 18? So we should have minus 6. Okay, so our factoring of this expression is 3 times x minus 6. All right, so now we have a much larger term to work with. So we're going to first find the factors of 16 and 40. So looking at 16, I know that 16 and 1 and 8 and 2, well, 16 does not go into 40, but 8 does. So I'm going to pull out an 8. Now we also look at our variables. So our first term has x times x times x, y times y times y. Our second term has 4 x's and 2 y's. Okay, so they have 1, 2, 3 x's in common, 1, 2 y's in common. So it would be x cubed y. Okay, so now in parentheses, I put what is left. So 8 times what number is 16? 2. Do I need any more x's? No, because there's 3 here and I pulled 3 out, so I don't need any more x's. But I only have 1 y on the outside and I need 3, so I need 2 more. Plus 8 times what number is 40? 5. Okay, let's look at our x's. I have x to the 4th here and x cubed here. So I need 1 more x, and looking at my y's, y squared here, y to the 1st there, I need 1 more y. Okay, so again, we can check our answer by distributing in. So once you distribute, you should be able to get back to that. Okay, so I have some steps here that you're going to get this sheet in class that's going to help you factor. But I want you to go ahead and, well, not do these. Let's do factor 20 x to the 4th y squared minus 10 x y cubed. Okay, so I want you to try to solve this one. So that completes the podcast for polynomials, learning target number 4.